This video is made for adult collectors because I broke it.
Relax, I'm Mirage, remember?
Mirage has had a very interesting toy history from Rise of the Beast. Couple of mainline toys, a Studio Series toy, and that's it. Not much else, and he was like the main robot in the film. It's always been weird to me that they just didn't make a lot of toys for him. Might have been Porsche, because I know the main reason the Deluxe looks the way it does is because of Porsche. But now we are starting to get good-looking Mirage figures with this, Yolopark's offering. This is Yolopark Mirage, the most detailed and accurate Mirage from Rise of the Beast to release so far, and I broke it. Story time. So this is a pre-production copy. How pre-production? I don't know. There was no instructions printed, I got them emailed to me digitally, and there was no box, it came in Starscream's box, because that's not final yet either. But the tolerances on some of the parts of the build, they also aren't completely final, and the wrist was so tight, I rotated it once and it snapped clean off. I've glued it back on, but that will be why when I talk about the guns, you're gonna see these two photos, because I don't wanna risk breaking it again by taking it off and putting the other gun on. Just like Bayverse Prime, they knocked it out of the park again with how well this thing looks. I love the details and the paint, the metallic gold and silver, coupled with the gunmetal gray and the silver highlights. I also like this metallic white and this nice deep blue. They even got the back super accurate, got his tail light, back section, and the wheels. They all spin, by the way. This was, I almost forgot. This was provided by Yolopark. They have a wide range of Transformers kits and figures, and they have this guy up for pre-order right now. He should be shipping out in the next month or so. And if you use code TOYGUY at checkout, you'll save 5% off most figures. Not all, some exclusions applied. And this figure is excluded, unfortunately. But thank you very much, Yolopark, for sending this my way. Now back to the actual toy. There is quite a lot of metal on this guy too. Thighs, parts of the chest, I think, butt cheeks. That one always makes me laugh. I do feel like the head sits a tiny bit too far forward because of how the neck is built. It's not terrible. And I mean, like, it looks like it did in the film, but now having it like in plastic in person, it looks a little too sticky outy for me. I never noticed this till getting the figure, but the arms feel kind of naked. That's not a critique of the toy, but more so the design, and I like the design. I just never noticed that his arms were like completely barren and exposed. He comes with the similar base to Optimus Prime. I'm glad the movie ones are starting to come with this now, like a lot nicer of a base. However, using the clip on Mirage specifically, I don't really understand how it's supposed to work. Because on Prime, he was a little wider, it fit. Mirage is a little smaller, so like this is the same clip. It doesn't have the same amount of grip, it's weird. And it comes with two cannons. Here are the pictures I mentioned. He looks great using them. And he has light up eyes using this magnet on the back of the Autobot badge. There are a couple different settings and off, so that's nice. The cannons also light up too, with the same amount of settings and off. So that's very, very cool. And now the obligatory posing segment, because this thing has some really good articulation. So Mirage's articulation is pretty cool. There's a couple of things that do bother me about this thing, but like they're kind of minuscule. Well, one of them is minuscule, one of them really isn't. So to start with, the head is on a double ball joint. There's a ball joint at the base and a ball joint at the top. So you get some nice, you know, tilt and turn. However, the little headphone things on the back of his head, they're adjustable, but they bump into these like fan vent pieces on the side of his like collar area. And then his chin bumps into here, so his head only rotates that far either side, which is fine. But if you want to get him into like a cool sort of low down pose looking up, he can't look up anymore because this is bumping into this little thing here. That's something that I find is a little annoying to me. I really wish that this could maybe flip up even more to allow for more head movement, because it has stoppers right here on either side to stop it from moving. These shoulders, they can do a full 360. The wheels do kind of get in the way. They can go out. The shoulder pad moves, and then the shoulder itself can move. This side is really tight on my copy. So tight that when I go to like move it, it moves at the ball joint first, and then sometimes it'll just come out because this ball joint is a little shallow for this. It's not like gonna fall out all the time. The other side stays in perfectly fine, but this side, that might be a pre-production thing, I don't know, but it does come out and it is a little bit annoying. This is really tight. You do have a bicep swivel. You have double jointed elbows. The wrists are on a ball joint, so you can move them around. This one isn't because I had to glue it together. The fingers, they're jointed at the base, so you have that. And then they're jointed together 2 times at the top here, and then you have the thumb on a ball joint. Now, the double jointed elbow is great, but when you unplug the hands, right, and you plug in the cannon, you now lose the double jointed elbow because of just how this cannon sits over the arm. And it actually bends a little bit less than 90 degrees, like maybe a degree or 2 less, which is not terrible, but like you do lose that double joint when you plug the cannons in. The torso articulation is quite nice. So you have a joint up here and a joint in here and then the waist joint itself. So he can crunch forward that far. He can't go back at all, which is a little unfortunate, but when you crunch him forward, it exposes new back detail. I love that. He does have a waist joint, which on my copy likes to just twist right off. Get that back on. And you can shift side to side. Now, one of my friends pointed out he wished there was an LED in the chest to light up this section, because this section there's not even any blue here, it's just black. I wish they'd painted it because I don't think there would have been any room for an LED, but an LED would have been nice in there too, to sort of bring out that chest more, because he has that blue T thing in the middle and this doesn't have that. Well, there goes the arm. So the hip skirts, they are on ball joints. They can swivel and move out of the way to accommodate whatever you want. The legs can go forward that far, and then you have a drop down hip, so they can go forward that far. They can go back that far. You have a full in and out movement. You have thigh rotation here, though it is blocked by the sculpt going this way. These front pieces do bump into this, so you have that. You have a double jointed knee that bends a little bit more than 90 degrees, not too much, but a little bit more. And it exposes new knee detail when you move it, see? Boom. That's pretty cool. And the ankles, they can go down, they can go up, they can rotate. You've got a little bit of tilt, and you have a toe bend. Now, one thing I find about the feet is they don't sit perfectly flat all the time. I don't know. Again, I don't know if this is a pre-production thing, but like, there's a little bit of a lip underneath here. So I know the toes aren't going to be touching the ground, but there's a lot of times where I find it a little bit difficult to line up the feet. And I don't normally find that on Yolopark figures, but you know, it could just be the tolerances are so tight here I can't get them exact type thing. So I don't know. The final will probably be different from that. And then this little bit here, that spins. And then, as I said, all of the wheels spin. I did have to glue this one in because the hole was way too big. And then this one, the hole was way too tight, so I had to slice into it a little bit. But yeah, there's also some nice weathering on the wheels that I forgot to point out.
So yeah, I like this a lot. I still think of these newer AMK Pro kits, Prime is better, but this is so close. Shame I broke it, and I assume that won't happen on the final copy, and it does still suck. And if it does happen on the final copy, it will drop my rating of this figure down a bit. I do still recommend it, and that price is still not that bad for what you're getting, seeing as there aren't any accurate Mirages out there. That this is a very good option to get. Let's just hope the wrist doesn't have the same tolerance problems when it comes to the final release. But that's my look at Yolopark Mirage. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.